All right, let's go to Trudy in Georgia. What's up, Trudy?
Hey, Dr. Delony, thanks for taking our call, and our thanks to your wonderful staff for their help. We're in a pickle,
hold on.
and we
Are
need
they
your help.
wonderful?
They are wonderful. Yes.
Okay, I fully agree with you. They're all looking at me very mean. Very, very mean. They are wonderful. All right, so Trudy, you are in a pickle, which is the most Georgia thing you could say right now, except for go dogs. All right, so why are you in a pickle?
I've got a 50-year-old brother-in-law. He smokes 4 or 5 packs of cigarettes a day, drinks a lot. He's a hoarder. He's got multiple addictions. He doesn't treat my husband well. He's a master manipulator. And he ended up in the hospital. And we got a call at 3 a.m. a couple of weeks ago that they had to put him on a ventilator, and we need you to make these decisions. We have no clue what he wanted, but we did the very best that we could. And while he was on the vent, we found out that he has a 16-year-old daughter we didn't know about. His hoarding's out of control. There's a pornography addiction. His heat was cut off. He's been telling damaging lies about my husband, and his friends are calling him a habitual liar. The hospital got him healed up. He's off the vent. We had him set up for rehab, but he refused it, and he checked himself out of the hospital. And we've been talking about this, my husband, Rob, and I, and we're ready to walk away, but we know that another call is going to come in the middle of the night. And so we had a couple of questions for you and wondered if you could help us know, how do we handle the next call that comes for the next of kin? Should we try to meet our niece? And then for me, the guilt just bites. I was raised to take care of family, but enough is enough.
Yeah.
My father-in-law called me 2 weeks before he died. Both of my in-laws have passed away. And he called me 2 weeks before he died, and he asked me to take care of the brother-in-law. And it's just a hot, stinking mess. And if any words of wisdom you could share with us, we'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, I've got a lot of opinions on this one. Hey, let me bring Rob in, and I want to hear what he has to say first. I mean, as well, in addition to what you just brought to us. But yeah, I've got some, as you can imagine, I've got an opinion. Hang on one second. Hey, Rob.
Hey, Dr. Delony. Thank you for taking our call.
You got it, man. What's up, Chuck? All right, so you're Trudy says you're all in it, right?
Yeah. We're in a.
What's your side?
In a hard place that's been hard for a very long time.
That's right.
This is most of my life.
Well, can I tell you this before you say anything? From what Trudy said, it sounds to me like this has been hard for a long, long time, and is a very simple yet very difficult path forward.
Super, super difficult.
There you go. All right, so tell me what you're working through.
My parents were very much enablers of this. They just kind of look past it. Oh, that's how he is, and I swear if I hear anybody else say that, I might hit them. But it just, this behavior's going on so long and been allowed so long that I just.
Why, Rob? Let me ask you. Why are you involved at all? Your brother. Hold on. Your brother and your parents, by their behavior, told you, here's what we think of you. And you have continued to say, yeah, but okay, I'll figure out a way to make the relationship better. I'll figure a way to fix this. And not one time did brother or mom or dad ever ask you to fix it. They told you, here's the way we're choosing to live our life. And for some reason, you have tried to stay connected to this madness. Why?
Yeah, the only thing, once me and Trudy were established as a couple, was we had kids and we wanted them to know their grandparents. Their grandparents weren't bad people.
Okay, that's fair. And I don't, just because they didn't have good boundaries or they enabled, I don't think your parents are bad people. But you can not be a bad person. You can be a fine person, but I can't spend time with you. You know what I mean? Some of my closest friends, I don't say some of my closest friends I've had for all of my life. I don't want them to spend a ton of time with my kids, if any, right? I love them, but I've got some pretty significant boundaries with them too. Okay, so bring me forward. Your brother's real sick. You stepped in, had to make some out of the blue hard calls in the middle of the night, probably some life or death calls.
Yeah.
You guys set up a plan. You thought, okay, this is going to scare him straight, and he just walked right back into the who he was and how he was. Oh, and by the way, you have a niece that you didn't know about.
Yeah. We didn't even find that out from him. We found that out through trying to track down his insurance. And a man asked me, he said, "Well, can you name his dependent?" And I'm like, "Well, he shouldn't have one." He's like, "Well, we have a 16-year-old girl listed."
Okay.
And that's how I found out I had a niece, and my parents had a granddaughter they never knew anything about.
Which the way you're saying that, and the way Trudy, the way you explain that, y'all sounded surprised. Yet nothing in your brother's behavior pattern would suggest this is a surprise.
Yeah. I would say I don't get really surprised anymore. It's just you don't. These things come out of nowhere.
Of course,
and,
that's right.
You know, but I'm not surprised that he lied about it.
Yeah.
That part's not a surprise.
So how can I help you? Yeah, Trudy, you there?
I'm here. Yep.
So what comes next for y'all? How can I help you with what comes next?
So how do we handle the call that comes at 3 a.m. for the next of kin? The next call that comes.
What do you mean?
So say the hospital calls us and says, "Hey, your brother's here. We had to put him on a ventilator. We need you to make decisions. You're his next of kin."
Okay.
Do we just go ahead and do the same thing we just went through again and try to make the very best decisions we can? Do we refer him back to the state? We don't know what to do.
I think that. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, part of that, Dr. John, is he has nothing in place. He doesn't have a what we used to call a living will. He doesn't have a will. He doesn't have nobody knows how to assist him in paying his bills, anything. We none of that stuff. He doesn't have anything in place.
And that tells me either he's very, very sick and you need to get with an attorney, very psychologically sick. You need to get with an attorney and have his civil rights taken away and take over custody of him, essentially. Or if he is of sound mind and he's just choosing to be the way he is, then you have to hear his behavior as a language, and he is telling you, "I don't want anything to do with you. I never have, and I never will." And you and Trudy have to make your choices now, set up your boundaries now. And if you get a call in the middle of the night and you say, "No, regardless, he's my brother, come what may, I'm going to be there for him," then y'all make that choice. And when the call comes at 3 a.m., then you help make the decisions that you got to make at 3 a.m. Or you say, "I'm drawing a line and I'm going to tell him either you get a living will, or when I get a call at 3 a.m., I'm going to tell them that we are estranged and I refuse to make decisions for him. I refer him back to the state."
Yeah, that's kind of where we were.
I can't tell you which one of those to do.
Stuck, but that's what we were thinking too.
I can't tell you what to do. What I can tell you is you need to have that conversation, and you and Trudy shake on it, and you make it ironclad before you get that call.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you get that call, you're going to be really emotional. It's going to be, whatever the temperature happens to be outside, and suddenly you're going to find yourself 2 weeks and $10,000 down a road that you don't want to be down.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And so I would not be able to sleep at night. This is just me. If I didn't come up with really firm boundaries and I go have a direct conversation with my brother. I do not care one second what, quote unquote, other people are saying about me or what he's telling other people about me. Could care less. I could care less what other people, like just saying he's a liar. They have no bearing on my life. Zero. None. I want to be able to look my brother in the eye and say, "If you will have a will, I will help make decisions, not if, but when the next call comes. If you won't make a will and designate me as X, Y, and Z, you will be a ward of the state. You get to choose. And I would want to look him in, I don't need none of that. I'm just telling you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when the call comes, you'll be able to weep and be sad that your brother's passing away or your brother's very, very sick or whatever. But you'll also be able to know, I looked my brother in the eye and said, I will help if you will help. And he said no, either forcefully or through his behavior. He answered my question. He said, no, I don't want your help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The problem with having that conversation is, Dr. Delony, I've been through so many times. I'm so mad. I don't even know if I can have a 5-minute conversation, civil conversation.
That's up to you. I think you can. I think you can decide to or decide not to. But I'm simply telling you what I would do. I can't put myself in your shoes right now. You've been dealing with this your whole life.
Yeah, it's been an adventure.
Yeah. And so as it refers to his new niece, any conversations like it would be inappropriate to just bombard a 16-year-old with, "Hey, we're your family."
That's what we've been discussing too.
It's got to go through whoever her parent or guardian is right now.
Yeah.
And
that's what I told Trudy is I do not want to turn this girl's world upside down.
It sounds like it already is upside down.
Well, I don't even know if she has contact with him. We still haven't.
Okay.
Reached that discussion.
I would communicate directly with if you choose to get on that road, I would identify her parent or guardian and communicate with them and let them know, hey, we are so and so's sane brother and sister-in-law, and we found out we had a niece. We understand that my brother-in-law is not a person of character, has a whole bunch of challenges going on. We have our stuff together, and we now have identified her, your daughter, as a new family member. If and when you are ready or she is ready and wants to reach out, fantastic. If not, we fully understand right now. And that parent or guardian may say, we don't want nothing to do with y'all. Get out of our lives. We've had enough of your family through your brother. And she's a minor, so great. And when she turns 18 or she turns 21 and you want to reach back out, great. Now she's an adult and she can make adult decisions. But right now, don't bombard a child with, contact saying, oh, by the way, that's a child can't carry that weight. That's why they got adults in their lives. So they got parents. So work through the parent or guardian on that one. And so, like I said earlier, Rob and Trudy, it's heavy and it's got a lot of weight to it, but the solution is very, very simple. For a long, long time, your brother has said, I don't want you in my life. And yet you've said, nope, you're my brother. I'm going to be here. And then when the call came in the middle of the night, you showed up. You're a family of outstanding character, and you go above and beyond, and then you go above and beyond that. And, Trudy, you can't be held liable for the dying wish of a dad who never established boundaries, never established accountability, never established character or discipline in his son. You take care of him for me. Do you do the job I never did? He doesn't get to lob that grenade on you as he passes away. It's not for you to carry. It's just not. You can love him. And that might look like power of attorney. That might look like you become his legal guardian because he has lost his mind. That might be that you say, we will support you. We'll make those calls in the middle of the night, but only after you do your part, which is get a will, get a medical power of attorney, get a fill in the blank, all the paperwork done. So the path is pretty simple. Rob, Trudy, y'all go have a date together. Cry together. be frustrated and angry together, and then walk away with a plan on here's how we're going to handle what comes next, and stick to the plan that y'all make together. I'm so sorry y'all are in this moment, but I'm glad y'all have each other to lean on as you decide what to do next. Let me know what y'all decide, and I'll pass it along to our listeners.